Hey everybody, it's me, Feather. Welcome to Feathered Libra Tarot, where it's Libra here all the time, and it doesn't matter where it's at in your chart or if you're a cross watcher. Hi, I'm Feather. I'm a success and wellness coach, and to pull tarot cards, we talk about a situation and see if I can give you some advice. So today we're going to do a spiritual check-in, see where we're at emotionally, energetically, mentally, and I think it's about time. We've had a lot of crazy stuff going on in the atmosphere, planetary changes, a lot of heavy energies. So now that I'm feeling an energetic shift, I'm feeling lighter, let's do a spiritual check-in. So here we go. Thanks so much for being a part of the tribe. Like and share and subscribe and leaving your awesome comments. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What's up, Guided? How you doing this morning? So come on in, get cozy, pop them thumbs up, and click the chat button, the live chat button down below, and interact with us wherever it may be on your device. And let's talk about it. Let's drop into the reading screen. I've already pulled the cards, the decks that we're going to be using today. Let's do a spiritual check-in. Checky Checkerson. Here we go, Libras. Hope you're all doing well. Deep breath. Here we go. Okay, closing door. Completion. Wow, look at that. You are closing the door on something that was very chaotic. Something that was very chaotic. Could have been dealing with somebody with fire in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sag. But it's like the chaos, the conflict, out the door. So there is a closing of a door right now, energetically speaking. You are walking away from something. There we go. It just fell right on out. 63, winter's dream, gestation period. So it may have taken you a while to make this decision to close this door, whatever this was for you. But it is completion. It's 9, so that says new beginnings, okay? You may have been in a period of solitude for some of you, maybe you went through a breakup or a divorce or something like that. You could have been going through a very quiet period of time in your life where maybe you just felt isolated. Winter, isolated. Don't know why I just said that, but whatevs. And that's not a bad thing. That just simply means that you've been releasing energies. You've been releasing a lot. It's like changing your vibration, relaxing your energies, changing and shifting your energies. A shift basically means that your energetic atmosphere is changing. We can do that the easiest by meditation. If you don't know yet, I have a free online retreat. It's a 10-week retreat that I created, and it is in the links in the description. Go check it out. The best and easiest way to change your vibration is through meditation, relaxation, mindfulness, that kind of stuff. But it looks like you may have been dormant for a while, sitting back, isolated, while this door has been closing. Okay. Some of you, yes, you didn't want to accept the closing of this door, and it was involving love for a lot of you. Could have been a loved one, friend, family, romantic partner. So now it's just, you've just been taking that time to reflect. Maybe a lot of you don't like that you've had to sit back and deal with this. Radical acceptance. Not everybody can handle that, so maybe it take you a while to put 2 and 2 together or to close this door. Why are all my cards flippy floppy, whatever? So it looks like you're going to be experiencing new things very soon with gathering around the power of community. So that's a good thing. It's time for new things, establishing new connections. It's time for birth or rebirth of new energies. I like this. This is very nice. So lighthearted, fun times coming in, closing a door to a lot of chaos and a lot of conflict. It may have been a relationship, may not have been. It may have just been every friggin' thing in your life going wrong. Like, oh my God, can you get anything right, Libra? You know? But now is a time of evolution, experiencing new things, new connections, new friendships, things that are reciprocal now. Moving into a 6 from a 5. So going from chaos and conflict to reciprocal energies, reciprocation in the 3D, equal give and take, and balancing or harmonizing friendships, family ships, and connections romantically. That's good. Good, good, good. Look at that. Transmuting pain. Fool's embrace. It's not always easy. We're coming out of that stagnancy, that isolation, that ice. We are coming out of that period of chaos and conflict. A lot of you may have been alone for a very long time. Or maybe you were just dealing with a very horrible situation or a lot of horrible situations for a long time. So you're there, you're ready for it, and it's like you're thawing out, you know. You don't want to jump too quick because you might hurt yourself or break a wing, okay? So as time progresses, as you evolve and move forward, it looks like you're leaving that pain behind. Some of you are still thinking about the pain. The pain may be really, really fresh and really, really new for you. So it just may have been a really bad situation for a really long time. So it depends on your situation, but you are becoming balanced. And again, new beginnings. You're learning to rebalance, starting to connect with people, starting to reconnect with yourself or source again. So stability is very important moving forward. I just heard something. You're not necessarily wanting to be foolish about anything. You're not necessarily wanting to be spontaneous. You don't want to just jump into anything new. You're probably... This is like coming out of a cocoon, if you will. Like you can't just fly right on out. It's like you got to have a period of time. It's going to take a little patience and a little time. You got to stretch your wings. You got to know what it is you want. You got to know what it is you want, what direction you want to head in. So there's a lot of newness on the board here already. I like that, but it is coming out of darkness. There's so much darkness in this card. Closing the door. You have a full completion. It's sealing up now. So let's send it away with love and light for new beginnings and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And it's heading towards the transformations in relationships. So 3 cards on it. Give us a story. Tell us where we're headed. What's going on here? No going back. There's no going back. Fred said there's no going back. So you're making a decision to not look backwards. There you go. You're manifesting new things. What is gone is going to stay gone. You're not even... you're not avoiding it. You could have been dealing with somebody who was avoidant, somebody who was deceptive, or somebody who was not on the up and up. Okay? You yourself are not avoiding the healing here. You're doing your healing. You have been doing your healing. It's not always fun. It's not always great. The isolation and the pain and all that fun stuff, it's not really that fun, right? But it looks like you are preparing yourself for the next steps. You are very much manifesting new things in this energy. That fool's embrace, you're understanding that it is time for a new beginning. Sometimes we don't like having to end those relationships, and sometimes we don't like having to step into new relationship. If I could just move my chair a little bit. Okay. So sometimes we don't like having to move into new relationships. We don't have to end relationships. We don't like having to end jobs or end careers necessarily. And there's sometimes hesitancy in starting to date someone new, or having to go on a journey by yourself, or having to go to dinner by yourself, or whatever it is. It's not great. You're saying that that you've been going through a transformation, that this had to come to an end, that it's just going to need to stay where it's at, and you're not going to avoid making this decision and moving into something new. So, spiritually speaking, you've gone through this transformation. I believe that came out in yesterday's reading as well. I'm not avoiding looking at what needs to be healed. I'm not avoiding looking at what needs to be addressed, what needs to end, what needs to close. Good job. So maybe you dealt with that person for a long time, or maybe you've just been in a period of isolation, or just insanity, chaos and insanity, turbulence and nightmares. Some of you nightmares, something about nightmares. Metallica, is that Metallica? I'm your fucking nightmare. I think it's Metallica. Anyway, some of you it was night. Maybe you have night terrors or nightmares about some things that have happened in your life. I don't know why that came up, but just a nightmare. Dealing with that person with a nightmare, or dealing with those situations, could have been just really traumatic. I got traumatic too off of that. So I love you. Do your healing. You're looking at it. You're addressing it. Okay. So that to me means that you're willing to go to counseling and therapy if necessary. You're willing to reach out and talk to someone on a 1-800, a free 1-800 number if you are, afraid or nervous or isolated. Sometimes we just need somebody to talk to. Counseling and therapy if it was traumatic or abusive, please, for your sake. So it looks like there was it looks like there was a lot of failed attempts at a lot of things. And I gotta say, like your history, your past history, there's a lot of great memories. There's a lot of great stuff there. There's a lot of good memories, a lot of great memories. Some of you may have children, things like that. You may have a lot of childhood memories, something like that. But it's going back, you're saying there's a lot of great memories. There's still a lot of great memories regardless of what's happened in your past. But you're also saying that money hasn't been great. There's been a lot of failed investments in your life. Even though you have great memories or good memories of the past, love has been a waste. Like love has been a waste of time, or definitely unfulfilling. Some of you could have dealt with narcissists. I don't normally say that, but some of you could have dealt with narcissistic individuals, people who had, I'm going to have to say coercive tendencies, manipulative tendencies. And some of you dealt with people who you could not trust. They were not loyal. Their hearts weren't loyal to you. Maybe they didn't have a heart. I don't know. But that is a freaking nightmare. You know what I mean? I just wanted to get an idea of what we were working with and what kind of stuff you were leaving behind. So you're taking the good memories, the great memories, and your kids and your wonderful stuff as far as your past history goes with you. You are saying that you're not oblivious to the pain that has occurred and to all of the time, the love, the money, and time that you have devoted to things that didn't work out. Okay? That is progression. That is forward movement. I like that. So I'm gonna put those back in here because, yeah, we don't need to know that. So you're taking the good with the bad and you're moving forward. At this time, spiritually speaking, good on you. Okay. Let's talk about love specifically. Any messages in regards to love for Libras specifically? Okay. So as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So it looks like there's something new coming into your realm very soon, within the next couple weeks to couple months. My readings typically go out 3 months. I like to keep the energy tight. Yes, I could go out a year. I could go out 10 years if I wanted to. I don't, because we can change things with a fraction of an action and just a little bit of a thought sometimes. Thoughts create things. So sometimes if you start dwelling on, oh my God, they're coming in. When are they coming in? When am I going to be in a relationship? Who's coming in? You can shift that shit and push it out further and delay that stuff. Get my book, Oh Please Be Your Own Hero. I tell you how to manifest. You got to get out of your way sometimes. But it looks like there's a bond that's coming in. No, this could be a friendship. It could be a family ship. It could be any kind of connection, not necessarily romance. Love is love. It doesn't always mean intimate love, okay? Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing, the spiritual path. Definitely, it looks like you are going to stay true to your spiritual path, or you may be learning new things as far as that's concerned. But it looks like that's going to play a big role in your relationships moving forward. Like, are you going to date people that are religious or are spiritual? Maybe you didn't before, that kind of stuff. So that's going to be important. And also trust. You got to be able to trust love, right? All right. And you got to be able to communicate when it comes to love in any connection. The best of the best, right, is very important. I'm going to pull that out. Heart-to-heart communication. So it looks like trust and being able to communicate openly from your heart, having an open heart chakra, being able to communicate what you feel, how you feel, is going to be very important moving forward. Also a spiritual connection, or somebody that's in alignment with you and your beliefs. That's very important to you. But it looks like somebody is coming into your realm very soon. Very soon. I believe you are manifesting this right now. You're still working on a little bit of this, cocoon opening up. Your wings have to dry out. You have to be able to stretch out and prepare yourself for that next journey, those next steps. Something about the next step. Sorry. I'm taking a side trail here. Hey, everybody in the shadows. What's up? Just like it, share it, subscribe it. Hey, come over here and say hello to me. Okay. The next steps. Okay. Self-respect, self-worth, self-love, all of that fun stuff. Some of you may be more interested in or working on your finances right now, taking care of your familial responsibilities. Could be your loved ones, your children, that kind of stuff. So right now, it's the focus is more on you and your own happiness right now. Making sure that you feel good about who you are, being self-confident, feeling self-assured, being happy on your own. It looks like you're single, independent, and free, or you're becoming single, independent, and free. It's a singular energy. You're not quite ready yet to move forward in a 10 of Cups. You're not ready to involve another person in your reality just yet. That's what I wanted to find out about that. So you're still working on self-love, being happy on your own, because when you get to that point, a lot of times it's really difficult to actually want to be in a relationship. Okay, so there's a fine line there that has to happen. There's a fine tuning that has to happen, because sometimes we can want to be single, independent, and free, and enjoy that so much that we don't want to involve anybody else. We don't want to build a future with anybody else because we trust ourselves, we know ourselves, but that also can symbolize that we don't trust others, that we don't want anybody close to us because we could get hurt. So you have to have this trust. You have to be able to openly communicate love with and to someone. You have to be willing to get to know somebody and to be vulnerable, to open up to new connections, right? Hey, Christine, welcome to the channel. And, making sure that somebody is in alignment with you, making sure that somebody is who they say they is, that you have religious and spiritual goals, or that they're somewhat in alignment, there is definitely a dance that has to happen here in the energy for you to be ready to involve another person in your life. You, again, may be just really busy focusing on your home, your responsibilities, your home life, your children, maybe elderly parents, taking care of things, doing stuff. But it's really self-love, self-respect, self-worth, knowing what you really want and preparing yourself for that next journey. Because I know a lot of you do want those love relationships. You do. But here's the issue that we have to address, and we have to be willing to be vulnerable in relationship. We have to be willing to open up. You can date somebody all day long. You can have sex with somebody all day long. But can you be vulnerable with somebody most of the day? Can you let somebody into your heart space? Can you trust people? Can you trust the people won't hurt you again? Yeah. So that is something that has to finish up here. It looks like you're finishing up some sort of healing journey. And a lot of people are like, what the hell does that mean? That means you went through a breakup or an ending of some sort. And you could have been there for a long time. It could have been a very exhausting relationship, a very isolating relationship, very traumatic relationship, abusive relationship, toxic relationship, any number of things. Chaos. Could have just been chaos in your life. And like the majority of your chaos has been, your life has been chaos. And you're coming to a place of peace. Do you know what peace feels like? Do you know what tranquility and peace feel like? Maybe you're having a little bit of a difficult time trying to appreciate the isolation if you've been by yourself for a while. Maybe you like it, but maybe you don't. You like it because you don't have to get hurt by anybody. But you want somebody in your life, but again, you're fighting yourself there. Not willing to be vulnerable. Not really ready for somebody to... I mean, you want to be on your own, and you want to be able to make yourself happy and live on your own and do your own thing. Be independent, single, free, that kind of thing. But that vulnerability, it's like a shell. You're in a cocoon. So it's breaking out of that and being able to involve others into your life. I think that you're going to start that. And a lot of times that means just simply communicating with people. Looking at people, communicating with people, having conversations with people. That can start just as you're out, going to the grocery store, things like that. You say hello to people, wave at people, look up and look out and smile sometimes. Not at everybody, because, strangers and shit like that. I'm talking about, police officer, manager, some people you see on a regular basis, and people that you grew up with, people not necessarily coming out of cocoon, balls out, talking to anybody and everybody, getting on friggin' Plenty of Fish, and then going over to everybody's house that you meet or that you talk to. No, stranger danger, people. Please be safe. Public meetings, buddy system shit, protect yourself. Be careful, men and women. Oh, I watch. I watch TV. I watch forensic files. Watch forensic files. Watch psychic investigators. Okay? But be safe. Don't be stupid. Don't do stupid shit. But it's important for you to get into it slowly. Just starting to open up and starting to say hey to people. Talk to your servers, your waitresses, waiters, that sort of thing. Your bartender if you go to the bar. If you go to church and things like that, start congregating. Start congregating. Start getting to know people. Start getting active in your community or a volunteer program or something like that. It's getting out there and beginning to balance this newness, this new social time, this newer, fresher energy. Okay? It's just little by little, step by step, day by day. Don't rush it, because your energy is here that it could shift pretty quickly into a relationship with somebody. So that's a good thing, but you're pacing it, and it's okay to pace things. A lot of you are still wrapping up and fine-tuning a really long healing, isolation, or really intense relationship ending. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles, baby. Putting down the struggle, getting prepared for the new beginning, the new relationships, the new beginnings. I love it. Okay. So this was a relationship that the majority of you ended, that you're shutting the door on. And it was a struggle bus. Okay. So what you're doing now is you are single, independent, and free, and you're learning to make yourself happy for once, or for the first time in a long time. You're starting to open up and blossom in a new season for yourself, it's in a new season for yourself. It's a new chapter of life for you. You may have been married to this person or dating this person for a very long time, or a very short period of time, and it was just constant fucking chaos or struggle. Okay. But I do see that it was a partnership, a friendship. It was a relationship for the majority of you in some way, shape, or form. So some of you may be learning how to make coin again. You may be taking care of yourself financially for the first time, or for the first time in a long time. It may be you are just trying to figure out what things in life make you happy. What kind of people, what do I want to do? What kind of people, what kind of tribe do I fit in? Where do I belong? Who am I? Who am I by myself? And once you figure that out, who you are, enjoying who you are, once you figure that out, it looks like that will wrap up this season and move you into a new relationship. That's pretty cool, to be honest with you. And you're not avoiding. You won't avoid communicating with people. You won't avoid a new relationship, but you know now what it feels like to be used, possibly abused, possibly controlled. You know now what it feels like to be in a situation that is maybe more physical than it is loving. There's a lot that you've learned in the closing of the door. You take a lot of things with you, and with you, is lessons and information. You're saying you're healing from this, or that you've learned from this, and you're motivated by this. You said you're motivated by this. So a lot of you dealt with people that were unloving, very controlling, possibly argumentative, very like hateful or resentful. Even if that it's not towards you and it's about other people, it still brings you down when you have to hear that shit all the time, right? Yeah. Um, could have been very argumentative, controlling, such and such, gone and on. Moving on. So you're saying this motivates you. This is motivating you for the new. Um, this could have been a failed reconciliation for some of you. There's any number of things, but the closing of the door isn't always easy. Sometimes it's a very hard, painful decision. Sometimes it's not easy. A lot of times we don't want to do that because regardless of what the fucking relationship looks like, we don't want to be alone, right? Well, it's like it's time to face the music. It's time to be alone. It's time to do what I've got to do. It's time to end this because it's not going anywhere. It's not changing. I've got to shut it down. And you're saying that you feel motivated by this. So this person motivated you to move on. Okay. But it wasn't without a lot of stress and a lot of pain. Okay. But you're still deciding to look at it regardless. And that is acceptance of a situation that hasn't been all great and all wonderful. Has it been totally horrible? No, you're saying that you have some good memories. But that is you facing the music and using it as motivation for something better. Okay, sometimes those relationships that are that difficult or just don't balance out, don't work out, cause a lot of that mental and emotional stress. It takes a lot of time to break free from stuff like that. And maybe the relationship has been done and gone, but it's getting rid of the emotional and mental stress, the grieving process, all of that stuff. The why didn't it work out? The why didn't we? Okay, moving on. So you're preparing yourself for a new relationship. And when you get to this point where you're like, I'm content with what I got, where I'm at, I'm happy. Remember to be vulnerable, to open up to new. It looks like you're not going to avoid a new relationship. If somebody comes in and there's a connection on an emotional level, you'll go on a date, you'll talk to people, that kind of stuff. But this time you're saying that it's not going to be a struggle. Relationships will not be a struggle. They won't be difficult. They will not overwhelm me anymore. Because you have that independence, that 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. You know what it's like to stand on your own, to love yourself, and to have that independence. But remember, it's the blending, it's the evolution. The evolution is you and still having that independence and freedom, but being able to blend with another person, not lose yourself in another person, still have your independence, your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own everything, whatever's, your own friends, your own, but also include another person in your life and to be able to be vulnerable and work together. You don't become one person, you become a team, creating a relationship energy. So you create a third energy together, right? But you're still two independent people. A lot of times when people get swept away and swept up and they get taken away and they don't have their independence individually, their own jobs, their own friends, their own hobbies, that kind of stuff, it can deplete the relationship. It can harm each other and deplete the relationship. There's an off balance there. So it's this, you have to stay true to you while still being able to evolve into an individual that can um, can be with another person and trust that you can open up and involve that person in your life or you in theirs. The energy here for a 10 of Cups is here, and so is the Chariot. But they're both in reverse, which means at any given time, once this clicks in for you, or once you get to the point where you're ready, you're ready. That energy can flip really quickly, and you could be ready to move forward in love very, very suddenly, very soon. So right now it looks like closing of the door, ushering in a new era, and preparing yourself. Again, some of you might be just really focusing on work and your own stability right now. But pretty soon, it looks like love is going to be headed your way, and you're going to be faced with this dilemma. Bum, bum, bum. Do I let them in? Do I open up to this person? Do I let them in? Do I trust somebody enough to get to know them? Do I even want to get to know another person? So that's got to happen here. And the reason why I'm saying this, I mean, first of all, the cards came out, so that's clearly your spiritual messages. But a lot of you dealt with people that were deceptive. They were avoidant, deceptive, or just tricky, hard to pin down. You couldn't understand them, or they were secretive. So this is why this is coming in so loudly here. With it's important to get to know each other. You want to be able to pay attention to people. Are you in alignment spiritually and religiously? Are you in alignment with your core values and things like that? Not only that, but are you willing to trust yourself and someone else? Okay? Not only that, but are you paying attention to whether or not you want to get to know somebody? Are you asking questions? Are you wanting to get to know somebody? And are they asking you questions and wanting to get to know you? That's a red flag. That's a green flag right there. A red flag would be avoidant, secretive, ghosty, dramatic, malicious. Pay attention to how people talk and communicate, and pay attention to how other people communicate. Remember how these past persons communicated. These new persons will communicate heart to heart. You will feel these connections on a heart level because they will have no problem being vulnerable with how they feel. They will want to express their emotions. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do I feel about you? They may not be like over the top, but being willing to communicate from and express your emotions is very important. I don't think a lot of you dealt with people that were emotional individuals. But that is the reading for today. So it looks like a lot of you are on path. You're fine-tuning and finishing up a very long journey of chaos and conflict in your life or in relationships. A lot of you could have just been very alone for a very long time. Others of you, it took a long time to end whatever this was with whomever it was. I do see you looking great. Your energy is nice. 9 of Cups. We're getting there. We're fine-tuning. Doing the healing, the star, putting out manifestations, trusting the universe, trusting your path, not avoiding handling situations that need to be handled. Okay. Just putting down the burden of the past. putting down the burdens of past relationships and the past, which is opening up opening up your energy to new adventures and new experiences. So some of you are going to be meeting new people, making new friends. You're going to be socializing. You're going to be getting out and about. You might be somebody in the public eye. You might be getting a lot of recognition or attention very soon. So it's going to be a little different. Might be a little tricky, but you'll balance it out, and you will be successful at balancing out, and you will move forward. Because you want to, and when you want to. Not because you can't, it's because you prefer holding yourself back for right now. No one else is doing it, you're doing it, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Enjoy your freedom, enjoy your fun, enjoy your life, especially if you've been in a relationship that wasn't all that great, So that's what I got for you. Them's words, them's the messages. I hope this helped in some way, shape, or form. Until next time, I love y'all. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe, join the tribe. I recall my energy. Namaste.